All right, welcome in to the first episode of the Mind Shuttle Podcast. I'm your host, Ronan. Alongside me, Jake and Logan.
Sir, how you doing?
So first topic we decided to discuss is going to be space. It's a topic that we all enjoy talking about, and we do it.
Oh my god,
all the time. Just kind of
blows my mind.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's one of those things that it's just you could talk about so many different things. So we thought, why not just kick off our podcast
Great
with
way to get it started.
Exactly. So our first subtopic under space is going to be recent findings / news. So anything that's recently happened kind of within the past month that we found during our research. So Jake, you could take it away on that.
All right. So SpaceX and NASA, two top dogs in the space industry.
Mm-hmm.
There was a nice launch a few days ago, November 15th.
Mm-hmm.
They were just trying to make it to the space station, and they docked on the 16th. There were a few people on board. Shannon Walker, Victor Glover, and Mike Hopkins were all from NASA. They're NASA astronauts. And there was Soichi Noguchi from the Japan Space Agency that also joined them. And they're using the spacecraft from SpaceX, so I'm not exactly sure how that works, but they teamed up and got that done.
Mm-hmm.
And a little fun fact, they brought a baby Yoda on board with them. So
That's
there is a
pretty
baby
legendary.
Yoda in space.
That's exactly where he should be.
where you should
Oh,
be.
yeah.
It's fair.
Yeah.
Exactly.
All right. So I actually watched part of that launch. I didn't actually get to watch the craft go up into space, but I did watch probably about 20 minutes of just like a live stream of them kind of getting into the atmosphere and breaking through and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And it seemed to all go pretty smoothly, which is
They know what they're doing.
yeah. Really good news for the partnership between NASA and SpaceX, I think.
Yeah, no, dude, I'm so excited to see where that'll go.
Yeah.
That's like groundbreaking. When you get
Elon.
a private company like
Elon
Yeah.
working with NASA. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah. All right. So Logan, did you want to share your recent?
Yeah. So I found a cool article that it's talking about Titan. You guys know one of Saturn's moons. Yeah.
Mhm.
So pretty much they found a new organic chemical in the atmosphere that like glows in the dark, and apparently it could suggest that they could be adopting organic life. And like apparently like
Is there
from what I
life in the solar system?
apparently it's like they're comparing it to like prehistoric, like very like old like version of Earth, like when life just first started like happening here.
Imagine. Imagine a long time
So-
from now, there's human-like figures on a moon.
On a moon.
Yeah, on a moon, not even a planet, on a moon.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure
is
there's a
weird.
lot more that has to go into that. Water
Yeah, I'm not even
all
sure
that.
because
And
in order
they're
for life to like even evolve, it has to be within like a certain temperature.
Mhm.
At least
Right, true,
from
true.
what we know, for like bacteria to start forming, and like it's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Well, I know that there's been water found on Titan. I actually did like a little bit of a semi-research paper
Mm-hmm.
for my freshman year in English. So I know that there actually is some water on Titan.
Mm-hmm.
So that could
Actually,
feed
I think
into
I
what
did
you're-
read about that. I think it's not like on the surface. I think like it's like pretty like a few layers below the surface or something.
Oh, okay.
And that's pretty much like that's also what I was reading, is it's similar to Earth, and that's how it was like then.
Oh, really?
Like it actually like wasn't, apparently it wasn't on the surface, which I don't even know how that works, but it was like under a few layers or something.
See, I would have just thought it would have just been like right on the top
Right on
layer
the-
of the water
I
or
don't,
something.
yeah, I don't know how that all happened, but
We'll see how it plays
it's
out.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
I mean, not that it'll happen in our lifetime. but
True.
Yeah.
True.
It's pretty awesome.
The future. The
Takes
future.
a while.
Future.
Takes a while to evolve.
Let us know
Feed
in the
that.
comments.
Get
um,
alive 2,000 years from now, millions of years from now.
let us know if Titan's got some life on it. All right.
Almost like algae or something.
Yeah. And glow in the dark. That's pretty.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool
Yeah,
too.
I have no idea what that could even be, but it seemed pretty interesting.
All right. So I got one. I'm sure you guys have already heard about this at least a little bit in some capacity. NASA finds water molecules on the surface of the moon. They had found it already on the moon, on like the dark side of the moons and dark side of the moon. Great album, by the way.
Great album.
As like kind of ice, like an ice, because it's cold, obviously. But they actually found like water molecules as like a liquid, which basically just kind of what you were going off of with Titan's moon. I meant Titan the moon. It could just seed life, and just that's how we know life is made in the universe. So
has to be water.
Yeah. So now we know water's more widespread on the moon. So
I wonder how they even like find out that it's on the moon. Because like I mean I don't think they went there. I mean there might have been people there, but like they didn't find water on the moon while they were there.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, because there's only so much they could we could do.
Yeah. I don't know if it was from pictures that they took or like from just like
definitely some sampling or something.
Yeah.
There has to be. But
yeah.
Is it so? You said that it's actually in liquid form.
Yeah, it's like
because like I feel like how hot and like cold does the moon get? Because we know,
it varies a lot because there's not really much of an atmosphere, so it gets pretty hot in like the sun, and then it gets pretty cold when it's not facing the sun. So
yeah, because what even is like the
I found the exact like temperatures if you want to hear them.
Yes, we would love to.
So like around the equator, it gets to around 250 degrees Fahrenheit. And then at like nighttime, so like when it's on the other side of the moon, it could get to negative 208 degrees Fahrenheit.
Hence the ice.
Wow. So it does vary quite a bit.
Yeah. So this actually said it's on the southern hemisphere, so it's not actually at the equator. So I'm sure it's not nearly as hot as 250 degrees. You said.
Yeah, these are where you're gonna see the most extreme temperature changes. But
Gotcha.
Wow.
All right. I think that's gonna wrap up that little section right there of the recent news.
Can I add like one more thing?
Yes, of course.
I forgot to say this. NASA's working on a mission called Dragonfly, which should send like a drone to Titan in 2027.
Ooh.
Which is crazy. And it would land like I think 2035 or no 20. What was it like 2032 or something? So like 5 years later.
Multiple years. Yeah.
Space travel.
Imagine like trying to calculate that like when you're launching it. That would be so hard.
So much math.
I don't know what you can do for adjustments like in space, but I know for like these launches, you gotta like to get onto like the space station, you gotta have like the perfect weather, the perfect like time of day, and like
everything has to be aligned.
So
much math.
So much math.
So much.
Not a fan.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
That's
it's
why we leave it for
it's
them.
a legit drone.
Right. Exactly. We're not the scientists here.
Yeah.
Like it's not even like
it's
like a rover, but it's like a drone. Like how could it? Well, because Titan has like a pretty similar like atmosphere to Earth. I'm pretty sure it has a pretty dense atmosphere.
Yeah, that's
so I guess they figured that they could get like a drone going.
All right.
Next
topic. We got this one's a big one, guys.
Oh yeah, this one's big.
How the universe will end. I could start us off here. Actually, first I'm going to talk about a few of the just basic theories. There's the Big Rip, Big Crunch, Big Freeze. It doesn't end, which is not very backed by science, but you can believe it if you want. And then for those that think like God created the universe,
religious people,
then God ends the universe. So my agree I don't know what the word would be there.
Yeah, the one you most like.
The one I most agree with is the Big Crunch. basically, I'll do a little explaining for you guys here. So, Earth started as this little atom, right? And then we know the Big Bang happened, and it expands outwards, keeps expanding. But the Big Crunch basically states that there's a certain point where it'll kind of just stop expanding due to gravity, because that one spot where it started has a gravitational pull to it.
Mm-hmm.
And then all that stuff starts receding back. This doesn't happen
so it wouldn't be like an elastic band.
It would not. It would happen over time, very kind of just at the same speed that it was going out. It would kind of come back in.
How fast was that even? I have no idea.
Very fast.
Oh, jeez.
Well, the start of the Big Bang is said to be, for like a millisecond, was the speed of light, and now it's a little bit slower than the speed of light, I believe. But I could be wrong on that. So don't, again, we are not scientists. So
just doing some research. And...
So don't quote me, guys. Thank you. But basically, it comes all back into that one spot that it started, and then it could create, just because so much energy is just all together, just another Big Bang, and then you just have that boom. And it's just constantly just going like that throughout time.
That's how like people are, because like evidence that might back that up is because we can't really explain the Big Bang right now. So people are thinking maybe this is what happened before, and there was like another universe before, and it all came together and exploded back out, and that's what we know as like the Big Bang, which I find pretty interesting.
It's absolutely insane. That's why I liked the Big Crunch theory so much.
It's a never-ending cycle of
that is actually pretty cool.
Yeah, it's the one that I feel like is
most reasonable.
Yeah, no, because I had done some research about it, and I can see where you're coming from now. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So I'm pretty set with that. Do you guys got any questions about it, or
not necessarily?
Not really.
No. Okay.
Jake, do you want to do?
I'll talk about.
Crunch.
So I looked into the Big Rip a little more. This is one of my personal favorites, just because of like, I don't know, the idea of it is just so insane to me. So we know that the universe is expanding, and then we also found out that the universe is expanding like exponentially. So everything's expanding outwards faster and faster, like over time, and that's due to dark energy. And we don't know a lot about dark energy right now, but if dark energy gets stronger over time, then people are saying that like eventually it could overcome like the gravitational pull of the atoms, like each individual atom, and tear apart like the protons and neutrons. Dude. So pretty much what would happen, like if you had like a balloon and you're filling it up with water and you fill it up too fast, and it would just burst. So that's basically what would happen to the universe, which I don't know what that would look like, but I can't imagine it'd be too fun.
I don't think we could comprehend what that would look like.
So
everything kind of just like falls apart at the same time, kind of like Spider-Man in that, what's that movie called? Just kind of falls apart, dissolves into kind of like that same kind of concept.
So like they just go so far apart that they just like aren't.
Yeah, it's just pretty much the dark energy overtakes the gravitational pull of everything, and
so they just won't connect ever again.
No, because it'll just be
they're all
pulling it apart.
Oh, okay. That's insane.
Yeah,
just every single little atom.
Just kind of like.
So every atom in my hand, say, will just be gone, like so spaced out.
The video I watched kind of explained like if you were to somehow survive, you could like see yourself kind of just like dissolve. But like I mean that wouldn't happen.
Oh, like the Thanos.
Yeah, exactly. That's why.
Oh my god, that would be very creepy. Space stuff is crazy. Oh my god.
It is.
Physics.
Physics.
Too much.
Alright, do we want to talk about the Big Freeze now?
Go for it.
Alright, so yeah, I did some research on the Big Freeze. It's like the one I pretty much agree with the most. It's pretty similar to the one you were talking about, Jake, the Big Rip. In that like the universe expands so far that everything just gets pulled apart. And but instead of like you talking about like the dark energy aspect of it, this is more into the just in like that there's no more like mechanical energy that would be usable like in the universe, just because like it's hard to really describe, but
well, you need mechanical energy to like move,
exactly,
right?
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
There would be no more usable mechanical energy, which causes something called heat death actually.
death.
Yeah.
So would the universe just go to absolute zero?
No,
Like,
actually, I read something just in the research for this, and it's right above absolute zero. Like, because you can't
get to it.
it's physically impossible to hit
Yeah.
absolute zero. So it's literally just right above absolute zero. But you would think it would hit absolute zero because there would just be
if
nothing.
nothing's moving, then
Yeah, there'd be no friction of anything, no nothing rubbing
particles are
together.
just frozen.
I
Yeah.
think there is a lot of science that backs this up.
Yeah.
Backs up like the expansion of the universe.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I would say I'd definitely agree.
I know a lot of scientists are on board more so with that
Yeah.
one than the other two that we talked about.
Mm-hmm.
But all right,
We'll just have to wait and see, I guess.
yeah, yeah. I guess we'll just
I
have
guess
to
so.
wait. Just like everything else, like we're gonna probably be talking about here, just
Yeah,
gonna have to wait and see.
true.
All right, so that seems like a pretty good spot to send to our sponsor for the video. So, yeah, here you guys go. Have you lashed out irrationally due to Rocket League? Ever fallen into a rage-induced coma? Sick of getting bad teammates?
Oh my god, are you kidding me?
You may have money waiting for you. Here at Glen Squared, we make it our duty to get you the compensation you deserve. For years, the makers of Rocket League have denied accountability for making such a competitive game, saying things like it's an esport and how it's supposed to be competitive. But we here at Glen Squared see through their facade, and we get the results. Bring your case to us and watch your bank account grow. It's just one easy call away at 1-800-RL2-RAGE. That's 1-800-752-7243. Call now. Disclaimer, this is not a real commercial. Please do not call the number on the screen. Once again, please do not call this number on the screen. All right, thank you to our sponsor. Really appreciate it. Doing big things for the Rocket League community. So next subject that we're going to be talking about is how way down the line in the future, our closest galaxy to us, Andromeda, is going to collide with us. So yeah, what do you guys think the night sky is going to look like when that happens? It's going to be pretty insane.
I've actually seen some stuff on it, and you are going to be able to see it, and it's probably going to be very bright, I'm assuming, just because it's a whole ass galaxy.
Mm-hmm.
So. But that would be spectacular to see.
That would be absolutely amazing.
I'd love to.
I'd pay a lot of money to be able
Yeah.
to see that.
I'd love to live during that time. We can look up at the night sky and see a whole nother galaxy just chilling like that.
Yeah.
I mean, you already kind of can, right? You can see the Milky Way, but
Yeah, you
But
can,
yeah.
but like, I know if you have like a good telescope, then you could see. I mean, you could see everything if you have a
Mhm.
good telescope, but it
Yeah.
doesn't take as good of a telescope to see Andromeda.
mm-hmm.
All right. Let's see. So I would like to mention to you guys what the name of this new galaxy will be when they collide, because they're gonna collide, and they're gonna form into one. They're not gonna just like pass through each
Super
other.
galaxy.
Oh, it's just gonna merge.
Yeah, it's gonna merge because of gravity and all
How's that
that
even
stuff.
gonna work? Like all the
just
gravity.
comes
all-
together.
yeah.
I don't
And
know.
it's gonna
Yeah.
start pulled around.
But it's gonna be named Milkdromeda.
Pretty catchy.
Wow.
Yeah,
pretty
so it's just
Schmidt, that sounds like a movie name or something.
Milkdromeda.
Milkdromeda.
Milkdromeda. Yeah, it does, honestly. I
Yeah.
mean, we should just take it before it gets really patented, you know?
It's official yet. Like,
It's not quite official.
But yeah, just thought you guys should know a little bit about that. I think it's a pretty cool thing.
Pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Nothing's gonna touch. Did you mention that? I don't know.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Nothing, like when both of the galaxies collide, nothing is gonna hit each other somehow, even though there's like so much inside of each galaxy.
Yeah.
It's just gonna kind of pass through each other and
That's crazy.
form into one.
I actually saw something when I was going through all this stuff that it's gonna be like a grain of sand on a football field, like as if that's Earth or like the sun, and then like how likely that would be to hit one other grain of sand on the same football field, like if like the wind was blowing around or whatever.
Wow.
That's just the scale of the universe right
Yeah.
there.
So I think we're good
Really puts
for
into
the future.
perspective how unlikely it is for anything to really collide.
Yep.
It's insane.
So don't need to worry.
No
Don't
need to worry. We're gonna be fine. All right, I think that would probably wrap up that topic. Lastly, this one's a big one. We're gonna talk about black holes. I'm a big fan of black holes. There's been a lot of recent news and publicity going on with the black holes. A recent Nobel Prize was awarded to the research behind black holes. Half of it being to Roger Penrose. He was the first person to really sink his teeth into the whole theory of black holes, and he really made it so it was pretty much undeniable that it was a thing. And then two other scientists recently, Reinhard Genzel and Andrea Gayez. They were the ones that pretty much were behind the recent black hole picture that we've seen.
Dude, that was awesome.
Yeah, Jake and I were actually in our astronomy class at the time.
It was perfect timing.
Right when
as the image came out.
Yeah,
Wow.
it was the whole class was pretty excited.
I was following that for a while. Like I found out about it like a few months before. I was just like, every so often I'll just try to figure out if like how close they are to getting it done and stuff. And actually, a fun fact about the picture: it's actually not a picture of the black hole itself, because you can't really like observe a black hole directly.
Because
But
it's dark.
Yeah. But it's more of like a they call it like a shadow of it. That's more like what the picture is. I don't really fully understand it, but yeah, I guess that's how it works.
But so you can't really see like the outline of a black hole. So.
Yeah, black holes are crazy.
Well, I mean, I know that they're like, it's like just darkness. You can't see anything.
Yeah.
But like, wouldn't you think like there's so many stars around, it would kind of outline it? I guess.
Yeah, I mean, you would
even
think
in, like
that,
the far distance. Yeah.
I don't know. There's just a bunch of science behind it. Let's take a picture of the shadow instead.
Wow.
Yeah, and it was. I think I remember hearing it was like 4 different telescopes that were like angled
across the world.
Across the world, just angled right at the perfect spots.
Wait, were they just like?
They're all like different telescopes that kind of like formed together to make a giant telescope, and that took a picture. Because I mean, you can't just. It's wicked far away, so like, you can't just take a picture of it with a regular telescope.
Just whip out the iPhone.
Zoom in a little bit.
Zoom in just a tad.
If Apple really wants to create a product that is going to be bought off of store shelves, that
would be crazy.
Imagine technology develops.
Yeah, iPhones in the future, just like you zoom in and you're able to see like Andromeda or something. That'd be crazy.
That would be insane.
Crazy technology.
But something that I wanted to talk about with the black holes is that there's actually 3 different kinds. We got primordial. How do you say that?
Primordial.
Primordial.
Yeah.
That sounds right.
Which was created at the beginning of the universe, and is about the size of a single atom. There's a stellar black hole, which is created when a star dies, and are about 10 miles in diameter. So really not that big when you think about it.
Yeah.
Because like stars are way bigger than 10 miles, you know.
Yeah.
So it's basically how that one occurs is the star just collapses in it on itself. It's usually the bigger stars that supernova, and then they collapse in on themselves and create a black hole.
I mean, that probably explains why they're so dense too.
Mm-hmm.
If you have something like a star that big being condensed into a 10-mile kind of thing, then
Yeah, they're super dense.
that's probably where
Yeah.
it gets all that density.
Infinite. Actually, the what's the middle part called? That one point.
Singularity.
Yeah. I think that's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
That it's said to have like infinite density, which doesn't really make sense, but like it does at the same time, I guess.
That hurts my head.
Actually, I think I did hear about that.
Yeah. It's too much for my
pretty
my
crazy.
brain to think of personally.
Mhm.
But
I actually found the. This is-
I still have one more
Okay,
type
okay,
of
go
black
for it,
hole
go
to
for
go for before you get into that.
Mhm.
We got a supermassive black hole, which
yeah.
is supermassive. It was created at the beginning of the universe and are thought to be at the center of each galaxy. So we mentioned Andromeda has a big black hole right in the middle.
Mhm.
Our own Milky Way has a big black hole right in the middle. Not everything's obviously not everything's being sucked right into it, but
Yeah.
and that's not proven yet, but it's a pretty well known theory.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I know supermassive black holes. A lot of those are formed by just like big stars like collapsing in on each other on
Yeah.
itself. I know that's a thing. I
Mhm.
mean, I have it here.
Mhm.
Just another way that they're made.
Gotcha. What were you gonna say? Sorry.
Okay, this is pretty crazy. So I found that the most dense element on Earth is osmium, which is about 22 grams per cubic centimeter in density, and then the average density of a black hole it's like about probably 500 times that. It's 2 times 1,015 grams per cubic centimeter.
Very dense.
I can't even wrap my head around
About
that.
2 quadrillion grams per cubic centimeter.
Quadrillion.
That's very different from what I just saw. I put into a scientific notation, I think, or a different notation.
Gotcha.
I see.
That's pretty crazy.
So when it comes to black holes, I'm like a fun fact manual. I've seen there's tons of videos like online and stuff that I've seen like on YouTube and stuff. I'm sure if anyone's really into space, I'm sure you've seen a lot of those things. But let's see. Let's start off with some rogue black holes. So, you mentioned that most black holes are probably, or maybe not most, but a lot of black holes are like in the center of a galaxy.
Mm-hmm.
But rogue black holes are they're said to be like kind of spit out of a galaxy, or maybe not out of a galaxy, but they're spit out of somewhere, and they're just kind of like flying through space like extremely fast and kind of just like eating everything in its path.
Whoa.
Is this proven?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Actually, I could check, or if you want to check that.
Yeah,
real
I'll
quick,
check it
just
while
look
you
up
talk about it.
rogue
Yeah.
black hole. Well, there's not much to
Oh.
talk about besides the fact that it's just like it's kind of scary
Just
because
eating
like
everything.
what if one were to pass through our solar system? Like
Mhm.
we're kind of screwed. There's nothing we could do about it because it's a black hole.
I mean, the most we could do is identify it's coming
Yeah,
towards
it's
us,
like,
and they're just
yeah,
we're
we're kind of screwed here.
because usually with if there's some piece of something coming out at the Earth, they can just blast it out of
if it's
space
like a
or
giant
whatever,
astroloid or something.
or
Yeah.
out of the atmosphere.
You
But
can't. I
can't really do that to a black hole.
trying to blast something at that. It's not happening.
Yeah, it seems like it's pretty well known that that's a thing.
Kind of proven.
Yeah.
Nice. Let's see. Another thing, like, if you say I know this would never happen, just because it's like impossible. But say you were to watch me fall into a black hole,
Mm-hmm.
what you would see is time is really messed up near a black hole.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll talk about we'll make a space part 2. And we'll have some more interesting subjects like time dilation, stuff like that. We're already starting to plan it out a bit.
Yeah.
But if you were to watch me fall into a black hole, you'd see me get to the event horizon. Then from your perspective, I would just completely freeze. Like I would just be like a still image.
So say you were following like that, and then you were just
it would just stop. And then
wow.
it would take I don't know how long it would take, but you would just slowly see me start to disappear.
just like kind of fade to black.
Gonna fade.
Yeah, kind of just like fade to nothingness.
That's absolutely
Like,
terrifying.
I don't understand how it works, but like it's I don't know. It's just that's a cool fun fact that I
That's very
Wow.
cool fun
I
fact.
like sharing with people. Yeah. So let's see. On Earth, actually, we have made very, very small black holes for a very short amount of time in like labs. I think what they have to do is like put particles together extremely fast.
Particle accelerator.
Yeah, I think they use that, and it just makes a very, very small black hole for a very short amount of time. Like, it's kind of crazy that they're even like considering to mess around with that on
I
Earth,
know.
knowing what it does to
Why would
like
you-
galaxies. I don't know. It's
What does it
it's-
suck
it's
in? Just
kinda
like the
ballsy.
atoms around it?
I
or
don't even
like-
know if it like has enough time to.
It probably
suck
doesn't. You're
anything
right.
in, but they're still
It's like
able
not
to
stable whatsoever. Probably.
observe it. Yeah,
Mhm.
it just disappears right away. But yeah, and if you do like space, you're probably familiar with the movie Interstellar. It's
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
my favorite movie personally.
Top 3 for me.
Love
Top
it.
3 favorite movies.
I gotta watch it again sometime soon. It's
For
a
sure.
Yeah.
fantastic movie.
Actually,
There it is.
There we go.
shout out.
But the black hole in that, it took them. It's like as close as possible that we've seen of like a black hole in like a movie or whatever, and it took them 100 hours, like around 100 hours to render it, and it took up about 800 terabytes of
What?
storage. A terabyte is like what, 2,000 gigabytes?
That's 1,000.
Right? 1,000
gigabytes. Yeah.
1,000 gigabytes, but that's just like insane if they spent that much time just on like that part of the movie.
Wow.
800,000 gigabytes.
Yeah,
Wow.
Imagine if your
crazy.
computer could do that. So our laptops
Wow.
right here.
Like, they spent 100 hours just developing the black hole, and it wasn't even in it for like a big part of the movie. I mean, it was a big part of the movie, but like,
Yeah.
we're not gonna talk about that in case you haven't seen it. Don't want to spoil
Pretty
it.
awesome movie though.
Yeah.
Definitely up there for my favorites too.
Oh yeah.
For sure.
You had mentioned the event horizon earlier.
Mm-hmm.
I'd just like to say a little fact that I learned doing a little research. So, as you see in the picture of the black hole, you could see some light around it. So those light particles are actually, so the way like space works, it has these little things that like spawn for like just like that, and they're like flash everywhere. They're kind of just pretend they're like flashy lights. I don't know. So basically, that like light around it is just like those things spawning, but not being close enough to get sucked in, but being far enough away to like be able to live for the 1 second.
So it's like the closest source of light that won't get sucked in.
Yes,
Is that
pretty
what you're
much. It's the closest source of light that's not getting sucked in. You just pulled
Yeah,
up
and,
the image.
and then that like allows you them to actually get a clear
Yeah,
image of it.
that's why you're able to see in that
Actually,
picture the actual hole is black,
Mhm.
and there you see the light on the outside. Because obviously, if you were just take a picture of, like you said, the shadow of the black hole or just the black hole in general, you wouldn't be able to see anything because it's a black hole and it's black, and space is dark
Space is
and
pretty dark.
This is dark.
yeah. And then another thing, I don't know if did you have anything else to?
No, you can go ahead.
All right. Just the last thing I'd like to talk about with you guys right here is that the question of, do black holes die? Do you guys have any opinions on if you think
That's
yes
tough.
or no? Don't look at the doc. Don't look at the doc.
I've seen YouTube videos that have explained this kind of thing.
So what's your answer?
So basically what I got from it was a while ago when I saw that, but what I remember is that, well, the video I saw was like, what will happen in like Google amount of years. I don't know. You could probably look it up and find it, but black holes are pretty much like the last thing, and I guess they do like dissolve over time, and like yeah.
That's exactly
wow.
what I wrote down.
How long does that take? Do you know?
It takes like I'll look it up real quick.
Inconceivable.
It does take a very, very,
How
very long time.
long does it take?
I don't know how exactly they dissolve or anything, but
Oh, so you don't really know how it really works. It
No,
just kind of.
no. I just know that.
Has that like been proven or like? Do you know?
I don't know if it's been proven, but I think I don't know. They might have been able to prove it. I'm not sure how you would prove something like that, but
Yeah, that's just crazy.
All right, so the black hole with the mass of the sun will last a, let's see, 10 to the 67th years. So
it's a very long time.
Wow,
that's
that's
a
a
very big number.
Very long time.
So if anyone wants to put that into their calculator real quick, feel free. I think you might get an error message.
Even, like, you can't even like read what that would be.
Yeah.
Does that even have a name? Like,
I doubt it.
but yeah, it says that it does. Black holes lose energy over time, so
Okay.
as you can.
So it has to.
So you eventually would
Mhm.
evaporate and just kind of fade out. So
Dang.
Stuff's crazy.
So
Yeah.
the good thing is black holes will not swallow the entire universe. That's a good thing.
That's good to hear.
As we
can't
talked
just get
about.
exponentially like bigger. And
Yeah.
just destroy the whole universe. Yeah.
Yeah. That's another thing. They could only get so much because
Mm-hmm.
their gravitational pull is only so strong, so they're not gonna be able to reach like that far away.
Yeah.
Like there's always gonna be some space left that's not being
Won't
touched.
Won't get sucked in by it.
Well,
And
how
I
does the matter that gets sucked in?
This theory is that like inside of a black hole, it like out comes like a white hole on like another side in like a different part of the universe.
Which would be a wormhole, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of like concept of a wormhole.
Yeah.
But
Oh my
I mean,
god. That's for another episode.
yeah,
Wormholes.
Space part 2.
Stay
We'll
tuned.
get there. We'll do research.
Space part 2.
We'll have some
Oh,
juicy,
yeah.
juicy topics in there.
All right. Anyone have anything else they want to talk about?
Good. I might have seen something else. Oh yeah, just the fact I saw this that black holes can like spawn new universes. I don't know if we really touched on that, but
Spawn
it can, apparently can spawn like a new universe, which I don't know how that's even possible. But,
Well,
but it's pretty.
it's pretty.
mind-boggling.
Well, there you go. You heard it
Crazy-
here
crazy
first,
stuff.
folks.
Yeah, it could. So a black hole could have a 3-dimensional event horizon, which should spawn a whole new universe. It's just a theory,
Yeah.
but
So many theories because we don't
Yeah.
know like too
Yeah.
much.
You can make a
about black
theory
holes.
about anything.
I mean it has some backing to it. I'm
Yeah.
assuming for
Yeah.
it to
A
become
little-
a
bit
some
of
some
a
math.
legitimate theory, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. All right. I feel like that's a good place to conclude
Yeah.
our first episode in
Yeah.
the books.
Let's go.
It's fun.
Yeah, I'm happy with the way it turned out, boys.
Yeah.
So next episode gonna be about the ocean, our ocean
Mm-hmm.
here,
Sticking on Earth this time.
sticking on Earth. Yep.
Yep.
We're not going to space again for a little bit.
Part 2 though.
Part 2.
Part two. Probably be sooner rather than later. But
Yeah, we love talking about space, so I'm guessing that's probably going to be one of the ones that we. Plus, there's just so many things to talk about,
Mm-hmm.
so that's
Endless-
definitely going to be one
endless
of the things we're going to be touching on a lot. So yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed. If you guys have anything you want to have us cover in the ocean subject, just let us know in the comments.
subscribe to the YouTube
Yeah.
channel.
Subscribe,
Yep.
please.
Follow our Twitter too.
Twitter, it's what the Is it-
the Mind Shuttle?
okay? It's
Yeah,
the
at
Mind Shuttle.
Yep.
Okay, on Twitter.
We're making an Instagram too. Coming soon.
Making an Instagram,
Yep.
and we got a nice logo coming from
Oh yeah.
this kid right here.
Sir.
It's gonna make a
Coming out
nice
soon.
nice logo
nice.
for us. So
Mhm.
there's a lot of exciting stuff coming up, guys. I hope you stay safe out there in these times.
Mhm.
And I hope you guys are back here again for the next
Hope to
one.
See you.
Yeah.
Hope to see you next time.
But that's gonna be it for us. Any last words?
It's a good start. Good start to the
Yeah.
podcast.
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed
Excited to
talking
see
about
where
it.
it goes, and we'll keep
Just
grinding
keep
out.
having fun.
Heck
grinding
yeah.
out, yeah.
Keep having fun. We
Yeah.
love talking about these kind of things. So I don't think it's gonna be too hard for us to
Yeah.
keep having fun.
Yeah, not at all.
All right. Well, in that case, we'll see you in the next one, guys.
See ya.
Peace.